All right. Hello, everybody. I am coming to you from Maryland, sitting on the floor, but I came to see my sister for spring break, and it has been good. Y'all pray for my little niece. Today, they were, like you do with little kids, like you hold their hands, they like jump and they play. Well, her stepsister was doing that and her arm immediately started having a lot of pain. And so we took her to urgent care and they called it like nurse aid elbow or something. Like they say it's very common with little kids. So they messed it around and they put it back in place because it comes out of place. Put it back in place, but she is still like screaming in pain, all the things. So they're taking her to Morgantown Hospital, which is an hour and a half away, a children's hospital. So just be praying with her. She's only 2 years old. And so just be praying for her. We're here at the house with my other nieces while they take her to the hospital. So is pitiful. She can't put no weight on it or anything. So just be praying for her. Her name is Braylon. So that's close to you. Yep. That's where they're gonna go. There's a hospital here in the part that they're at, but they want to drive to Morgantown for that. So anyways, we are going to dive in. Hello, Trish. We are going to dive into tonight. So this happened to a student of mine while I was working. Yeah, and they say it's very common, and they say normally, like once you put it back in place, like within 10 minutes, you're fine. But she is not fine. She is still very much in pain. So I hope it's not like a fracture or anything like that. But I mean, it could have happened to anybody. It's not like, they're being crazy. It's what we all do with kids, right? Jumping up and down, swinging, playing with their arms, all the things. So, anyways, just be praying for her. My sister, it's her first baby. So, everything is kind of hard with that. So, we are going to dive into tonight's content, and I'm going to make sure I get all my notes up because I don't have my computer with me. But I was actually trying to decide what I was going to train on tonight, whether I was going to train on leadership and like the fact that you guys are all leaders, whether you have a team or not. But I think tonight I really want to start with talking about um, content that converts because I think a lot of you are really good at posting content, but your content is not converting. Would you put a one in the chats if you feel like that is you? You feel like you're doing good with your content, but it's not converting. It's not giving you the sales. It's not giving you the recruits that you want, whatever. Okay, good. Okay. That's what I was thinking that I was kind of feeling that way. So, one thing first before I jump into this is if you've only been consistent for the month of March or 2 months or something like that, it's going to take time. Okay. So give yourself some grace. It is going to take time. Many of you are doing the 90-day run, which, by the way, don't forget your Google form is due tonight. So don't forget to get that in. But it's going to take time for your network to see you consistently showing up. So that's why I always say you cannot say, oh, I'll try this 90-day run and I'll see how it goes, or I'll try to show up consistently for 6 months. You have to come in with the mindset as long as it takes. And I'm going to say that till I'm blue in the face to some of you that you've got to do that as long as it takes. Okay. But I do think that there are some things that can help your content convert. Okay. So we're going to talk about that tonight is content that actually converts. And I think that there is a difference between posting, right? I think we can all post, we can all throw something up there. And many of you are probably guilty of this with the 90-day run. You're getting if you're level 3, you're doing 3 posts a day and you're getting your 1 live up a day and you're getting your 2 reels up a day or whatever it is for your 90-day run. You're being intentional on checking that box. Oh, I made a post. Oh, I did the reel. But are you actually posting with a purpose? Okay, that is the difference. All right. And most people, they are good at posting, but they're not good at converting. And many of you put ones in the chat because you're like, yeah, that's me. Okay. Because people might like your stuff, right? They might be commenting, they might be watching your stories, but they're not buying from you, they're not joining, they're not messaging. Okay. And that's what we're going to try to fix tonight. And I'm not saying that if you do this one time, it's going to magically get you sales, but I want you to be intentional when we are talking about this. But this is something that I see all the time is that people are showing up, which is good, right? But their content is random. There's no clear message. There's no direction. There's no call to action. So, guess what people do? They scroll. And many of you can probably think of people on your newsfeed that you just scroll past because it's like, okay, what's the point in that post, right? You just scrolling past it. Or they watch your story, or they watch your live, or they watch your reel, but then they do nothing with it. Okay. If your content, I need you to know this, if your content does not tell people what to do, they will not do anything. Yes, they may magically one day see your post and be like, okay, yeah, I need to reach out to her. Yes, they may do that. But we've got to have some sort of simple formula that we do when we are creating our content because every piece of your content that you are creating, it needs three important things. Okay. So get your pen and paper out. We're going to talk about this. Three important things. I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat before I keep going. Okay, just lots of ones because y'all are like, yes, that's me. Okay, so the first thing is it has to have a hook. Okay, that's why I told you when we were doing the 90-day reels or 90-day run, do not just put up a picture of yourself with some music. That is not a reel. All right, you have 1 to 2 seconds to grab someone's attention. That's it. And I think so often we get so caught up in a hook has to be for a reel, but a hook also needs to be in your post. Okay? For example, you could say something like, I've been doing my makeup wrong for years. I bet all of you would be like, oh, what did she do wrong? What did she do wrong? Okay. It stops you in your tracks. Or if your foundation looks cakey, read this, watch this, whatever. It stops people. I almost quit this business. Wait, what? Tiffany's about to quit her business? What's going on? But if your first line is boring, then your post is probably dead. Okay. You've got to have some sort of hook in your content. Okay. The next thing, number two, is you've got to have value. That is what keeps them there. So the hook stops them in their tracks, that stops the scroll. But the value is what keeps them there. Once you have their attention, you've got to give them something. You've got to teach a tip. You've got to share the mistake you made. You've got to explain a result. You've got to show how you fix something. Because if your content helps people, what are they going to do? They're going to trust you. And what do we always want? People to know, like, and trust you. Okay. The next thing is a call to action. Number three, you've got to have a call to action. You've got to tell them what to do. This is where most people drop the ball. You post and then you just end it. No, you have to tell them what to do. Comment glow and I'll send you the details. Message me for the link. I'm looking for 3 people to do this with me. I'm wanting to sell this many bundles. If you don't have a call to action, you are not going to get sales. Okay. Now, when you are posting, I don't want you to be guessing anymore. Okay. I don't want you to be guessing and just throwing out a post and hoping that it creates. Okay. There are simple posts that you guys need to be adding every single week to your content. Okay. So, first of all, you've got to have value post. I would personally have at least 2 a week. Some sort of value post where you are teaching them something. Maybe it's a makeup tip, maybe it's a skincare routine, maybe it's a quick how to, something of value. Okay, at least 2 a week. Okay. I want you to also have at least 2 result posts. That could be your testimony. That could be someone else's testimonial. That could be a before and after, someone else's before and after. At least 2 of those a week. Another post that you need to have every single week, a story post, your journey, why you started, your life. That is what builds that connection with people. Your journey does. They need to be seeing that constantly. And then I want you to have at least one sort of offer post. This is a direct thing. Join me, try me. I have spots open, some sort of offer post every single week. And you can rotate it, you can repeat it, and make you a plan on how you're going to get all 2, 4, 5, 6 of these types of posts out. Okay. Now, let's talk about for just a moment where most of your sales are actually going to come from. Okay. Your stories. Your stories. Okay. And y'all know I tell you to live in your stories. Your stories should not just be random clips of you, just your day. They need to lead somewhere. Okay. They need to lead somewhere. So, yes, you could have your life that is relatable. You could have a product. You could have some sort of social proof. We've done social proof many a times. Customers buying from you, people joining you. That is social proof. All right. You have proof that this business is working. If you don't have your own proof, use somebody else's. Okay. You should be having some sort of engagement in your stories where they can respond to a poll or respond to a question. And then you need to have call to actions in your stories all the time. Okay. So, an example could be something like your mom life today. You're running on coffee. You show a product, you show the result, you show the testimonial, you do a poll. Hey, do you struggle with this too? And then you have some sort of call to action. Message me if you want details. If you are not selling in your stories, you are leaving money on the table. Stories are short and sweet, and not all the time do people see your post. Okay. So I need you to, these are some common mistakes that people are making when it comes to their posting. Okay. You are posting with no purpose. There has to be purpose. You've got to stop being vague. Okay. Some of you are waiting for the perfect moment and you are forgetting to invite. Okay. Done is better than perfect. I have said that 8 million times. You just need to get it out there. But if you're just hoping that it sticks on the wall and you're not following these things, it's not going to produce the results. And you've got to be clear and direct. Some of you are so focused on the perfect little graphic and making it cute and making it and you're not even being clear on what you are doing. So you've got to be clear and direct. Okay. So here is your challenge that I want you to do this week when you are doing your posting. Every post needs to have a hook. Okay. Every post needs to have value. Every post needs to have a call to action. And follow these posts that I was talking about with the value, the offer, the results, and the story. Follow that. If you don't know what to post, you can have that sort of plan where you are intentionally posting different types of content. And then you need to be showing up in your stories daily. Okay. No more random posting, no more hoping that this is going to produce a result. It needs to have these things. Okay. And I want you to hear this. You do not need more followers. You need better messaging where people are getting in your messages. When your content is clear, people will respond, y'all. They will. Okay. We've got to be posting with purpose in everything that we do. Okay. What was one? Yes. Have a hook, value, and a call to action. Yes, exactly, Georgia. Okay. And then we talked about different types of posting that you need to have. You need to have the value post, the result post, the story post, and the offer post. But again, if it's not adding value, if it's not hooking them and there's no call to action, know what to do next, they ain't gonna just magically reach out to you. Again, yes, you may have those one here and there where people are like, oh, I need some new makeup. Let me reach out to Megan, or let me reach out to Janice, or I saw her talking about dry lips. They may, okay, but you've got to tell people, and we've got to continue to offer it. And again, if you don't stop people in their tracks, they're not going to scroll. I mean, they're not going to stop because they're like, oh, it's just another post. They're just going to keep scrolling. Y'all all know you scroll people's pages all the time, or your news feed, and you're like, oh, that's boring. I ain't reading that. Oh, that's a dang novel. I don't even care what she has to say, right? We've all done it. Okay. You've got to be the sort of post that is going to stop people in their tracks. Okay. Any questions? Is this helpful? Does this give you something to kind of follow a plan, a 3 steps, kind of be intentional when you are making your posting? And same thing goes for reels. If you're not hooking people in, you're not stopping them in their tracks. That's why, like, even when I do lives, I name them like weird things like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. Because then people are like, wait, what happened? I gotta go listen, right? So even that, labeling that, hooking them in that way will make them want to stop in their tracks more. Okay. Anybody else? Any questions? Are we good? Okay, y'all got a plan. Let's execute it. Let's start getting content that converts. And also, you need to be connecting with new people. This is a revolving door, this industry. You've got to be having more and more and more conversations. Get in some groups where you can get in front of new people. Okay. All righty. I love you guys. Get your Google Forms in if you are doing the 90-day run. And I love y'all bunches and bunches. I'm seeing new people in my feed. Good, Megan. That is good, good, good. That is awesome. Awesome job. And then do not forget, we have our customer appreciation event coming up on the 24th. So please be telling all of your network about it. It's going to be a Zoom beauty bar, about 30 minutes. It's going to be quick, easy. Start advertising it, reach out to your customers, invite them all, send them the link. This is a huge opportunity. We have 8 gift cards, you guys. Okay. 8 gift cards that we are giving out to your customers if they are at this event. So get them on. It's going to be an awesome event. This is our customer event that we're doing for the month. I'm going to keep it in front of people on the community group, but you do it too. Personal invite. You can't just make a post and hope they're going to see it. Go personally invite your customers to this. Okay. All righty. I love y'all, and y'all have a wonderful night. Bye. 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 Love you.